Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Street player, everybody, this is Jackie Bertoni. You're tuned into Jackie's Groove on a beautiful Wednesday, May the 25th. Hey, I'm going to get right to it. I'm usually used to a 2-hour interview, but the gentleman that's coming on my show today has got a crazy schedule, so we're going to take advantage of it, and we're going to get right to it. I just want to welcome everybody to Jackie's Groove, and my in-studio guest today, one of the founding members of this amazing group called Chicago. What can I say? They were just inducted finally into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame on April 30th. That was airing on HBO. And right to the point, man, I am so privileged. I'm so proud to have on my show today. I want everybody to welcome with open ears and open arms. Please welcome Mr. Danny fucking Seraphine. Danny, welcome to the show, brother.
Thanks, Jackie. I like my middle name. My new middle name kind of fits, I think, you know.
Well, that's your fault, brother. That's your fault.
I know I did. I brought it on myself, but oh well, you know. I had a case of Tourette's. What can I say?
We all do, brother. Thank you so much for giving us the opportunity and the privilege of having you grace our show, man. You know, you've done so much in the last 2 months. Just getting you locked down is a privilege, man. So you know what? Let's just get right to it. I'm not going to go to the classic situations, but I know that on August 28th of I won't even mention the year, you came into this beautiful world and grew up in a little city called Dunning, out of Chicago, Illinois. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, no, Chicago. I was actually born and raised in Chicago, in the city, you know. Born on the west side and then moved to the northwest side of the city when I was 5. And then and then at 19 moved out to, you know, Los Angeles. Very
cool, man. You know, I've got so many of our listeners just wanting to know, you know, 1,000 things about you. But what I want to know, what did it feel like? I mean, of the emotions that you exuded from your speech, saying that you haven't played with your brothers for 25 years, what did that feel like? Was that just surreal, brother? Was that just a rhetorical question?
Well, it was like an out of body experience. I mean, and especially when I said we fucked together. Oh man, when I said that, I first of all I couldn't believe I said it. I wasn't trying to. You know, I was kind of trying to underline what Rob had said when he inducted us, saying that we were a badass band. And I just, you know, when he said that, I immediately thought about 2 stories, because I hadn't known really about the one with Peter and then the one with Bobby, you know,
right.
Bobby Lamb. So, you know, it was just, it just came in, and then I, you know, because we first moved out to L.A., in Hollywood, excuse me, we lived in a 2-bedroom house, and Peter, Walter, and myself slept in a bedroom, you know, like one bedroom, you know, on air mattresses. And I don't mean the Aero mattresses. I mean the kind that you float in the pool. So we blow them up at night. And then by morning, it'd be flat on the ground. It was really kind of hilarious, you know. The shit that went on in that house was just, it was really bonded the band and kind of really set the foundation of what we were all about for so many years, you know.
Look what came out of that, man. I mean, we started the show off with a great song, one of my favorite songs, actually, called Street Player. We had another song that you requested. We couldn't find it for the life of us, so I hope you didn't mind us pumping that up.
I love Street Player.
Yeah.
I love Street Player.
You know, a lot of people don't realize the fact, you know, or who are true fans of yours, but people don't realize the fact that you are a producer and you're a writer. and I thought it was pretty cool. One of my favorite books you had out is called Street Player. My Chicago story that came out in 2010. It was a great read, man. Did you have fun writing that book?
Well, it was cathartic. I'll tell you that. I had a lot to get off my chest and needed to. I kept a lot out of the book. I can tell you that. I really, just out of respect for what we created together, and not to make it so X-rated and tabloid like that. I kept a lot out of it, but I did. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it in as much as also it allowed me to really take a really closer look at myself, and maybe what I did to contribute to what happened. So for that part I was very grateful, and people really liked, it wasn't a bestseller, and part of that was my fault for releasing it at the same time Keith Richard released his book. I was warned not to, and I didn't listen. So, so be it. But it still sells, quite a few copies every year, every month, but it's a well-written book, and I can't take credit for that because the guy who I co-wrote it, his name is Adam Mitchell, really deserves the lion's share of the credit for how the book is crafted.
Well, it's again too. I'm assuming the sales probably spiked during this the induction to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
Yes, everything spiked. Yeah,
God bless.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was nice. It was a really, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame has been a really wonderful, coming together in a sense. Even though we just came together for a night, we still came together, and it was great.
Yeah, and to share for people who aren't on Facebook or people who are on Facebook, nothing worse than waiting for this blessed award called the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and then it showed up at your house broken.
Yeah, I'm still waiting. In fact, thanks. When we finish this interview on the way to my next appointment, I'm going to get on the phone and say, "Hey, where's my award?"
Absolutely. Don't say the word "fucking award." Maybe it'll come back in all in one piece itself. So.
Yeah, I know. Where's my fucking award?
Danny, a thing I love about it, man, I saw you guys probably about you guys, meaning California Transit Authority, and a great venue in San Diego. At the time was called Anthology. Now it's called the Music Box, even more of a gorgeous venue. You blew me out of the water, man. We got there. I was actually invited by my good friend Larry Braggs, who was fronting the group that evening.
Yeah, and I love Larry.
And man, you guys killed it, man. I could not believe, and just the look on your face to see you live for the first time. I mean, the passion that you put in, man. And of course, you and I aren't boys and young kids anymore, so it takes everything. Yeah, it takes everything out of us to get ourselves warmed up, man. How much do you love playing with CTA, California Transit Authority?
Oh, I love it. It's a great band. Mark Bonilla on guitar, one of the great guitar players in the world, in my opinion. Larry Braggs. When Larry can't make the gigs, he played with us a couple of weeks ago in Fresno. And Ed Roth is a monster keyboardist, and Travis. Now we're using Travis Davis on bass, who's a really fine singer and bassist. And I always have a great horn section. I have, and it's a blast. And every so often I bring in a really great percussionist if budget allows. But
Walter Rodriguez, man.
Unfortunately, the band doesn't work as much as it should because of whatever, one reason or another. I don't know. But
hopefully we can add to this and help this man, because we had a really good success with Jason Sheff, and we helped promote his "Win My Bass" that he gave away through the 2016 Earth, Wind and Fire Chicago tour, and the bass he used on the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So whatever we can do with Intertalk Radio and Jackie's Groove, Danny, I'm a fan and a musical brother with you, so we'll do what we got to do to make it happen.
Thank you, Jackie. I really appreciate that.
Oh, brother, I appreciate it back too. Let's go back for a second here, because you've done a multitude of interviews regarding, wanting to know about Chicago. Let's get to the bottom line. You left, or you were asked to leave, or you decided that you wanted to walk away in 1990. Correct me on that date if I'm right.
Yeah, 1990. I was fired. Let's just be honest. Why pull any punches? I was fired. I was basically kicked out the back door is what I was.
Want to share why? Is there a reason why you want to share?
It was just to kind of simplify it, and again, it's in my book, really to really get to, and from what the guys in the band have confirmed that it's true. It was a power play with Jason and Bill to get me out of the band, and they hold on one second, let me get rid of this ball. they didn't like a drummer running the band, but that's over. Let me just say this: that's a very oversimplified version of it. It would take 4 hours to explain it, but it's in my book. It's very much in detail in my book, and I'm not just doing that to promote my book, but to make a long story short, I really got on the wrong end of power play by Bill and Jason, and I'm really actually to be, and one of the great things about my life right now is I'm really good friends with Bill and recently mended fences with Jason. And Jason's really, he really said some really nice things and apologized to me, and it was very heartfelt. And it wasn't. And so Bill and I perform together all the time, and hopefully Jason and I will start doing some things together. He's really a nice guy. He's really a good guy. He's really a good guy, and I kind of portrayed him, maybe rightfully so, especially at that time, as a bad guy, but he's not. He's a good guy, and so forgiveness is a great.
Absolutely. In fact, I've got Bill coming up on my show here in a couple of months. I'm looking forward to that also. So, Mr. Champlin, I hope you're listening in today also. Hey, we're going to go through.
You'll enjoy talking to Bill. He's a great guy.
Absolutely. We're going to be running through these segments quickly, and just so if I interrupt you, like I'm going to do right now, forgive me. We've got 4 segments of 12 minutes and only an hour show. So how we're going to put 40 years of this man's career, we're going to do our damn best. So we'll get back on segment number 2. We're going to pick it up where we left off with iconic drummer, legendary drummer, Mr. Daniel Peters Seraphine. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. We'll be right back after these short messages. Don't go anywhere.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at which.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, which.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Welcome to Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Man, I tell you about a song called Make Me Smile. I'm smiling from ear to ear right now, man. Welcome back to Jackie's Groove. This is Jackie Bertoni, brought to you by the Intertalk Radio Network. We're definitely your music insider. And I want to take a couple seconds here to tell everybody my favorite four-letter word today is free, F-R-E-E. What I mean by that, please feel free to go on to the Apple Store or Google Android and download our easy-to-navigate and easy-to-use application. 2 words. Intertalk is the first word, and radio is the second word. And take Intertalk Radio and Jackie's Groove on the road with you. It's as simple as that. And what is simple as that, actually, it was very, very hard to get my guest that's online with me right now. We finally locked him down as a crazy schedule. I want to welcome right back to the show, legendary and iconic drummer from the group Chicago and his own band called the California Transit Authority. Please welcome back Mr. Danny Seraphine. Danny, welcome back, brother.
Hey, Jackie. How you doing, bro?
Good, man. You know, I wanted to also say congratulations to your wife and her spread with Toka percussion. It's a very, very cool situation,
we're
man.
Excited about that. She's excited, and I am too. She's really super talented, besides being beautiful. And,
absolutely.
I'm very lucky to have her next to me, I'll tell you.
Well, tell her congratulations and welcome to the family. In fact, we're heading out to Oxnard this next week. We're going to go hang out with the cats and crews over at DW and LP. We're really looking forward to that.
Oh, man, you're going to have a blast. Have you ever been to the DW factory?
No, but they're going to be one of our biggest sponsors. So Mr. Lombardi is going to host us out there. So we're looking forward to it.
Oh man, you're going to have a great time. You're going to have a great time.
You know, I had a great interview on Monday with this crazy Italian by the name of Liberty DeVito or Liberatore.
And the word. I love Liberty.
We laughed our ass. Yeah. We laughed our asses off, man. You know, he talked to me about all we talked about was food. Because as Italians, you know, when you're done fucking, you're always going to be hungry. So, you know, and that's what we talked about was food. He told me that he had a great time with you the day after the induction in a great restaurant in Brooklyn. He said you guys sat there and you ate and you laughed your asses off and he just said I think the place was called Cataldo's.
Cataldo's. Oh, it's an excellent restaurant. And we ate. It was like we overate. We overate so badly. I mean, everybody at the table. I had my friends from Mexico, my kids, Liberty. There was Billy Amendola, and their wives, and it's like and my wife and her kids. We all ate. The food was so good, right? We couldn't stop eating. They kept bringing the Italians, right? And I think Bertoni, of course, you do.
Absolutely.
And we were like, I kept saying, no, I can't have any more. And I'd look at it, smell it, and I just kept eating, and. It was insane. It was like now I knew how the Romans felt.
When we overeat as Italians, the Anglos call it heartburn. We call it agita. And exactly. And the big blue bottle called Brioschi, which helps us out. You know, I got to tell you, another person who sat there and ate too much and he's probably still got agita itself. In fact, if we sit there and we channel him in right now, and say, Liberty DeVito, where are you? Liberty. Do me a favor, Liberty. No bullshit aside. Come and say hi to Danny. Danny, say hi to Liberty.
Danny, this is Liberty fucking DeVito over here.
Oh, that's what I like. Okay, Liberty, how you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. Hey, I went on the roof yesterday of my building, and the first thing Anna says was, you can see Cataldo's from here.
Have you been to Cataldo's since then?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, of course. Of course. And last night, my wife said, I said, what do you want to eat? She said, you made some lasagna and you froze it. I mean, some eggplant parmesan and you froze it. Why don't you take it out? Let's go on the roof and eat it. And she points to Cataldo's.
I bet it was good. Man. How you doing, bro?
I'm doing well. Hey, how about going up there and up by Bobby and all those guys up in Syracuse where I was?
I bet, man, talk about good food. Oh, my God. Did you eat it
at Johnny's?
Oh, it's amazing. The food at the Malozzi family, if you go out, they have like a compound of the father's house, the two boys, and all really nice houses. It's a compound. It's by Schenectady, Jackie. You used to see this, and they have a bakery called Villa Italia. The father started it like 40, 50 years ago. Now it's a huge, and they're going to do the catering for casinos in Chicago. They're wonderful people, and the food is ridiculous. Hot, like an oven. They cook their pizzas in the oven, hot oven, in a brick oven in the yard. It's just amazing.
Danny, let me just tell you, let me just share it real quick. We're going to change the name of the show from Jackie's Groove. We're going to now call it Jackie's Food.
That's it. Jackie's.
Absolutely,
hey,
man.
Danny, the Slim Kings are going up there and playing Proctor's in about 2 weeks, and I'm looking forward to the food. Forget the gig.
Yeah, I know, man. That's good for you. I'm glad you're getting to do some things with the Slim Kings. Yeah. And Proctor's is a wonderful place. I'm glad you're doing that. We played there with CTA. It's a great venue, man.
Yeah, cool. Very
welcome.
Cool.
It's all good, man. I just wanted to make sure, because we talked to Liberty, and Liberty said, man, I would love to talk to Danny, and so Danny, I thought we'd surprise you with another crazy Italian on the phone. And Danny, and stay on the phone for a second, Liberty. I just got a message just now from your other good friend, Todd Circkerman. Todd just sent me a message, Danny. He says he loves you. He wouldn't miss us, but he's been on the phone with, I quote, Blue fucking Cross trying to get insurance situations taken care of. So that's why he couldn't pick up the phone.
Tell him I fucking feel for him, man. I love what a great drummer and what a great friend. I'm a lucky guy, man. I have so many good friends. The drummer nation, and we hang together. We really do. Lib and I have known each other for 40 years, I think. It's 40 or 40 plus years, since the beginnings. And we still are really, really close friends. And we work together at this charity event every October and hang for a few days. And whenever I'm in New York, so. And, when are you coming to L.A.?
I don't know when, but hopefully soon. Soon. Hey, Jackie, I sent an email to Carmine, by the way, and he seems interested.
Okay, perfect, man.
Carmine apiece, yeah.
I appreciate that like you have no idea. Liberty, I love you, man. Thank you so much. Tell your daughter I loved Chicago Med, and it was pretty fun watching her, to say the least. So, everybody,
Danny, I love you, man.
I love you, too, baby. You take care, brother. I'll see you soon. I'm coming out to 4th of July. I'm going to actually be playing in Clifton Park, which is Schenectady. So.
Great. All right, guys.
All right, brother. Thank you so much, man. Love you, brother. Thank you so much for showing up again. I appreciate it.
Ciao.
Ciao, baby.
Danny.
Yeah, brother.
Let me ask you, people don't realize, if they do realize this, you wrote a lot of songs for Chicago. I mean, songs like Lowdown and Little One and Take Me Back to Chicago and Show Me the Way and Birthday Boy and we played on the top, Street Player. Out of all those songs that you've written that made it onto an album with Chicago, what's one of your favorite songs that you wrote and the boys played?
I like them. I'll tell you what, I like really. I don't write a lot, but when I do, it seems to really stick. I don't know, Take Me Back is really pretty special. Little One probably because they all have different meanings. Little One because it was Terry's last lead vocal.
Right.
It was Take Me Back and Little One were just deeply inspired songs, and I mean, so was Street Player. So was Street Player. So.
And again, too, the whole thing about, the whole idea about Chicago, you guys were crazy, man. The fact that you would come out for your first, I think it was 3 releases, double albums on the first one, let alone second and third. I mean, were you guys just nuts in doing what you were doing?
Well, it was. I wouldn't. We certainly didn't think we were nuts. We were just really, we were stretching. And our songs were pieces of music, extended pieces of music, sometimes with long jams, and you could get away with that in those days. People admired you and supported you, so we needed to, vinyl, Jackie, just to kind of educate the listeners that don't really understand. In vinyl, you can only get 45 minutes. You can only get 45 minutes aside on each side of vinyl. If that, I think the albums, you could only get a total of 45 minutes on both sides. So you were limited to, 20 minutes aside, 25 minutes aside, depending on the content, if you had heavy bass and heavy drums. So that's why we did double albums, because we had to. We had no choice because we ran out of room. We couldn't do it on a single album.
Yeah, and heard of today, because everybody's bringing out an EP because people don't want to spend the money on a full album, and we're going to get back into deeper of that about the music business or the lack thereof, the music business, and how we're going to promote, California Transit Authority and your two beautiful releases, Full Circle and also Lonely Street, and we're going to get into those when we come back on the segment number 3. As I said, Danny, God would give my left, to have an extra hour with you, but. Time is.
Jackie, we'll do it again. We'll do it again in the summer, man. That's all.
From your lips to God's ears, man. By all means.
No, I'm serious. It's done. Consider it done. We'll pick a date, and we'll get it done.
Done. I'll tell you what. I'm going to trail out of segment number 2 right now. We're going to be going into number 3. We're going to take a little bit of a break here, do some business, and when we get back, we're going to pick up some more fun, maybe food, maybe otherwise, with my in-studio guests. Today, please, again, don't go anywhere. Hang out with Danny Seraphine and Jackie Bertoni from Jackie's Groove. You don't want to go anywhere. There's just so much more to talk about, and we will get deep into it. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. Be right back.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Has your business been appified? Are you tired of doing marketing that doesn't deliver results? Mobile apps build loyalty and quality retention. Your app from UPG Mobile puts your business on their mind and at their fingertips. UPG Mobile will give you a custom app highlighting how you are unique, targeting your message, and improving your open rates. Appify your business and amplify your presence with your customers at upgmobilemarketinggroup.com.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Jackie's Groove. Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
I'm a man. At least I thought I was a man. But I got to tell you, the man that I have on my show today is quite the legend, and definitely someone you're more than familiar with. Definitely a household name of the band that he was a co-founder with, the group Chicago. And we're going to get back and we're going to chop it up a little bit more with my in-studio guest, Mr. Daniel Peter Seraphine, or better known as Danny Seraphine. And I just want to take a couple seconds, man, and welcome everybody and thank everybody for supporting Jackie's Groove. And we're brought to you by the Intertalk Radio Network, your music industry insider. And I want to give a quick shout-out to our sponsors. We've got someone I'm sure Danny and I are very familiar with, which is Studio Instrument Rentals at sir-usa.com. Everything for your backline and for rehearsal needs. Our friends Calvin Lee and the boys at Pitbull Audio at pitbullaudio.com, where they just want you to play it loud. And DW Drums at dwdrums.com are one of our upcoming sponsors and one of Danny's favorites, of course. And then, of course, I'm biased to LP Music Group, and you can reach them at lpmusic.com. I've been with them for 26-plus years. So with that said, I've lost 20 pounds doing business, so that's out of the way. Hey, Danny, let's talk about your co-writing buddy, David Hawk Walensky. You guys are still doing some good writing together?
You know, we haven't. We need to. We talk about it all the time. We wrote so many good things together, and, you know, obviously Street Player being the one that was most successful because it was sampled. It's been sampled so many times and twice mega hits with it, you know. So, I mean, he's such a talented writer. I mean, and musician. You know, that's all I can say. You know,
great keyboardist from Rufus. If people don't know that, so I'm just kind of giving him some props on that side itself. So, you know, we got a really cool thing coming up, and actually, you're going to be on a show. One of my dear friends, one of your very close friends, John J.R. Robinson, his show debuts today called The Vinyl Night. It's actually coming on at 2 o'clock Pacific Standard Time, and you guys want to check in that his guest today is Bruce Whedon, one of the greatest, the grandfather of all engineers. He's a legacy Grammy Award winner, and again, too, Danny will be on John's program. What, Danny, at the end of the month, I believe?
Yes.
Okay,
also doing an hour. And I want you to think I don't want you to think you're being short-sheeted here.
Not at all, brother. You know, I'm just honored to be associated with all you crazy guys itself. And we got some great things coming up. We've got live broadcast with Michael McDonald coming up on the June the 4th, along with Zach Brown and Danny Reyes and Chris Fryer. So we're moving right along. But let's move back to the situation with you. Let me ask you a question. I mean, I'm not going to ask you about your drum, your kick pedals that you used when you first started out and so on. But what I am interested in finding out, since from the old and the new, does Danny Seraphine, when you're live on stage, do you prefer a wedge for your sound or in-ears?
Well, that's kind of I prefer a wedge if I'm in a situation where I can hear everything acoustically, and I just kind of need it for a little bit of reinforcement with the drums. If I'm in an environment where it's really challenged and really loud, then I prefer in-ears. So, it's really not. A lot of guys just want wedges, but in-ears have advantages. Obviously you can. I started playing with headphones back in 1971, I think, or 70. I was probably. I don't know if I was the first guy, but I don't think there was anybody before me that ever used headphones because of my style. I couldn't play my style because, especially in those days, they hardly mic'd your drums, and they could never. And my style was very sophisticated, but I'd blow my chops out after the first song trying to keep up with the band. So I started wearing headphones.
And speaking of drums and miking and so on, how was the sound on stage at the Barclay for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame?
Good. Well, it was in-ears, It was in
right.
here. So yeah, it was pretty good.
And when you're on stage, Danny, when you're on stage, what don't you want to hear in your ears?
I want to hear. I usually hear a good amount of myself, obviously, so I can feel confident in what I'm playing. Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to hear, if I'm playing with one ear on, then I can usually go with bass and guitar, just hearing them acoustically, and I want to make sure I get a good amount of vocals, and and horns. Obviously I'm kicking horns, so pretty much a good mix of the band. But it depends, Jackie, because it depends on the environment. It changes every night.
And also too, I wanted I brought up something earlier that we are getting a little bit older, long in the tooth, as they say, and things are different when we go on stage. So we all have our rituals, but do me a favor, have the listeners walk in your shoes for a second. So what is it exactly that you do to prepare yourself for the task at hand and when you're going live? What do you do now that you didn't do when you were younger?
I'm pretty much the same. I warm up. I really, really, really try to, if I can, warm up my hands on a pad before I go on, so that I'm loose when I hit the stage. And a lot of times I'll do it during sound check, because I may not, you guys get a little annoyed with me, but I do quite a bit of playing during sound check just to loosen up and get the feel of the drums. And then I stretch. Obviously I didn't stretch when I was younger. I stretch every day, very religiously, like yoga stretches and Pilates.
Right.
Because what we do as drummers, we're like athletes. So I'm a 67-year-old athlete who's got a lot of aches and pains, let me tell you. So
I'm right there with you, brother, because I was diagnosed with MS back in 1996, and living my life, but. Yeah, but you know what? We all have our crosses we have to bear and stuff. So I find myself making sure that I'm not doing so much live stuff anymore. More than I'm proud to be doing the work I do in the studio. But still, I want to make sure that I'm relaxed, I'm lucid, and I'm limber. For the lack of a better word. So we all do this. And back in the day when you were out doing these crazy dates with Chicago, and what kind of correlate this between that and California Transit Authority. Take us through a day. When you wake up in the morning, do you mind showing us what your day consists of before you
sure. It was pretty. Towards the end, we were riding in buses, right? We were doing bus tours, kind of like what the guy with Todd does, So we, the private jets became too expensive, and we were leaving all our money out on the road, and that didn't make any sense. So we went to doing bus tours, and I always brought a mountain bike with me. So my ritual is I always told the road manager and stuff, if I'm asleep, don't wake me up, right? I'll sleep in the bus. They left the air conditioning or whatever on, and I would try to get my 8 hours or 7 hours instead of waking up and then going into the hotel and then falling. So then what I would do is I would kind of get up and have coffee and some light breakfast, and then I would jump on my bike and weather permitting, and I would ride for whatever. Just enough to feel human and breathe air and see people, and then I would come back to the hotel and chill for the rest of the day. That was kind of like a routine that I got into towards the end, which I thought was the healthiest. And before there would be in the earlier days, Peter and I or Robert and I would play tennis. We would play tennis. Tennis was big with us for a while, and we would go even if weather wasn't permitting, we would try to find an indoor tennis facility. And Peter and I, like I said, over the three of us or four of us, Jimmy played tennis too. In those days, tennis was a lot bigger than golf. So, or working out, just trying to keep a semblance of. Once we got through the drug and party days, which was the early days, right? Because eventually you got to stop or you die, So. And I never did a lot of drugs. I was the designated driver of the band. Likewise. And I just couldn't handle it. So, but I did my share of partying and other kind of carousing. So, once we got into the healthier lifestyle, because we were doing it, for so many years, and it just was your lifestyle. I didn't know anything else, but to try to keep a semblance of reality.
Danny,
I would work out or tennis, and like I said, I work out.
Does Danny eat before a gig?
Pardon me?
Do you eat before a gig, or do you kind of go in?
I try to avoid
it.
I try to avoid it, but sometimes I do. What I try to do is I try to eat a big meal. Like, let's say I'm going to go on at 9, then I would try to eat like a big meal at 4:35.
Right.
Or if I know it's going to be, I'll eat a big meal like for lunch.
Right.
My lunch, and then. Well, the problem is we fall into this, and I still do, is you fall into eating after the gig,
Bad
which is
choice.
the worst. Yeah, which is the worst. I mean, the healthiest thing to do is eat very little after the gig, just enough to get you by, then you have a good breakfast. But it's hard, because that's when you can relax, and that's when everybody wants to party with you and hang out,
Yeah, absolutely, and that's a good thing, because when we come back on the last I can't believe it's the last segment. I'm going to still want to find out a little bit more about Danny before gig, after gig, and let the listeners know what to look for, what not to look for. So when we come back on segment number 4, this 1-hour interview, again, not long enough. We're going to have him back again maybe later on in the summer. But
you will,
please,
maybe, for sure.
Love you, brother. Stay tuned. We've got one more segment with Danny Seraphine, the iconic drummer from the group Chicago, and his own band called California Transit Authority. You definitely want to check them out and patronize this man. The music is amazing. He's Danny Seraphine. What are you going to say about that? So don't go anywhere. Yep, Danny fucking Seraphine. Exactly. I love it, man. F-bombs galore. Hey, we'll be right back after this next segment number 4, and we're going to pick up where we left off with my in-studio guest, Mr. Danny Seraphine.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear. Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, CEO and founder of VinVillage.com and the Wine and Dine Show on Vin Village Radio. Do you have a wine, event, product, or service to promote? Then contact VinVillage.com to reach thousands of wine lovers across the country. Vin Village connects like-minded wine enthusiasts with unique and exclusive wines, events, products, and services. To learn more, contact us on VinVillage.com. Vin Village is where wine lovers connect.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Come journey with us through the rhythm of the music business with your host, Jackie Bertoni.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody. This is the final segment of a 1-hour show with my in-studio guest, the iconic and lovely and ever vivacious Italian maestro of the sticks. Please welcome back to the show, Jackie's Groove, Danny Seraphine. Danny, welcome back, brother.
Hey, brother. How you doing?
Finally, I was talking to our corporate office, and yesterday, and we're just really, really proud because we're on every single piece of media. Worldwide, but they were a little bit disgruntled by the fact that we didn't make it onto iHeart. They turned us down because of our language. And so basically, to everybody at iHeart, love you guys. I appreciate your opinion, but fuck off. How's that? So just going to go back to the fact that, we're not, and they got more financial problems than Carter's has got pills, so we can pick that up on the next episode. And speaking of our network, Intertalk Radio, we're breaking all records, and because of people like Danny, and who's sharing his time and his story with us is what's putting us to the forefront, man. And we're if you want to know more about Danny's tricks and trades in the studio, again, check in to the show later this month with John J.R. Robinson when Danny Seraphine is on his show, and they'll talk more about tricks and tips in the studio. I'm sure they won't be talking about food because John is a white guy and he doesn't eat like we do. So
he eats, believe me.
Yeah, I know he eats deep. Also, we talked about that.
He loves the wine. The wine is his thing.
Absolutely. And Danny, I want to take a second here. I want to, my partner in crime, and also a great bass player, the CEO of Intertalk Radio. I'm going to have him come on and say hi to you, man. So do me a favor, Danny, say hi to Florentino, and Florentino, please say hi to Mr. Seraphine.
Hey, Danny, what's up, brother, man?
Great. How you doing, bro?
Good.
Look forward to meeting you guys in the. Hey, you guys help me get a gig at what used to be the Anthology or whatever it is now, man.
Yeah,
you're done.
Yeah,
you're in.
Consider it done. Yeah, we'll talk to them for sure. They'd love it. You guys are an amazing group, and I know that everyone down here loves you. So, they're good friends of ours, and we've done some things. In fact, a good friend of yours said say hi, Mr. Johnny Vatos. Messaged me earlier today.
Absolutely. Send him my best. Send him my absolute best.
They just got Oingo Boingo Day over in L.A. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. They had a big party.
He's such a cool guy, man. What a really, really great guy.
He is. He's an awesome guy. And we should just change it to Enter Drum Network, man. We got nothing but drummers up in this joint.
Yeah, I know. You got to break it up a little here, guys. Get some guitar players and keyboards. I can give you some names of people that would love to come on and talk to you guys.
Perfect. That'd be great. I'm a bass player, so I was pretty I was biased towards bass players. My partner in crime over here, Paul, who's doing the board hopping right now, said, man, we have nothing but bass players, Nathan and EQ and a bunch of other guys that we've had on. But I digress. Sir, we want to know more about how we can find out about California Transit Authority as well as about Danny and all the fun things that you're doing. So tell us, the URLs, and also tell us who's endorsing you. I think there's a couple of cool companies that we work with that are giving you some love.
Yeah, first and foremost, DW. I've been with them since 1986, I believe it was when I went with DW. And
amazing company.
Actually, my longest standing endorsement is with Zildjian, which I love it. They're wonderful. They do my sticks and cymbals, and I've been with them since 1971.
Wow.
And then I also do Aquarian Drumheads, which I switched to them 3 years ago. They're great drumheads, and they're run by the great drummer, Roy Burns, legendary drummer, and then Oral X Acoustics, and then the last but not least, but Head Armor Cases.
Yeah.
So
perfect.
and the website is DannySeraphine.com, or ctatheband.com. Either one will get you to, And then, of course, my Facebook, So the official Danny Seraphine page. Nowadays we got to cover it all, don't we? We don't have promotion companies with record companies anymore.
Exactly.
And we have to kind of make our own reign, right?
That's how the business has been. That's what we've found out, is that it really is in the hands of the musicians. And the day of being that artistic, I don't deal with business, kind of persona is gone. You got to be a great business person. You got to be like a plumber, man. You got to be able to have your craft and also make sure that your books are on point. So it's definitely a different industry.
Exactly.
Florentino, again, too, would you definitely give a call to Brian and Joe and Damon, the owners over at the Music Box? And Danny, this place has greatly changed since Anthology. It's like being in a Beverly Hills. The backstage, the green room, is like being in a Beverly Hills penthouse.
Wow.
The sound system has totally changed, and I can tell you right now, I'll put my best foot forward. We'll definitely get CTA in there. And I want you to talk to Tino offline, and you guys just kind of go through your scheduling and when you're going to be available, and we'll make it happen. I promise you on that one.
That'd be great. And maybe if we do that, which I'd like to anyway, or if I get into studio interview, can we do that?
Done.
Oh, that would be perfect. Yeah, we have great studios here in San Diego. Such terrible weather down here. You know what I'm saying? You got to get over
or even do a live broadcast, from backstage in the green room, and before and after the show, and talk to the band members also. So I think that would be a great idea too.
I think that would be great, because Bill Champlin more than likely will be there. So
Oh, that'd be great.
Done.
And if Larry's schedule permits, Larry will be there. But if not, Tony Grant is really, really also a great, talented frontman. So yeah, I agree. Let's put it together. That would be wonderful.
We'll get it done.
Perfect.
So. Tina, with that said, I just want to ask a couple more questions, because we are running out to this last part. But I just wanted to find out, you can hang on the line with us also, but, we talked about this a second ago about, you eating before stage and so on, and, the craziness of guest pass hell between L.A., Las Vegas, Chicago, and New York. Is Danny Seraphine, is he an approachable person to the public itself? I mean, do you welcome guests before the show? Do you prefer it after the show? What do and don't you like about live performance in the way of fans?
I'm very approachable. That's why I think you noticed when I stepped up to the microphone,
right,
with the ovation I got at the Hall of Fame induction, is I've created a lot of goodwill over these last 25 years since I've been out of the band, and really the last 15 years since I kind of came out and reemerged back into the public. Now I'm very approachable. And I enjoy in this new era of relations with the fans and relating to the fans through Facebook and social media, and then ultimately drum clinics, and I'm very, very approachable, and I very much enjoy it. I enjoy the love, and I try to give them love back, because I really, to me, we would do nothing without the fans. And, I don't want to oversimplify that, but that's really the case. I've met so many wonderful musicians in my life that never made it and weren't able to experience what I experienced. And so I'm truly grateful to the fans.
Give thanks, brother. Definitely give thanks. And that's the whole thing itself. So I want all the listeners out there, fans and new listeners to Danny Seraphine. Again, it's great and everything that he established himself with the band Chicago. But that was yesterday. Let's talk about supporting Danny and his group California Transit Authority and everything else he's got coming up. So definitely, and my favorite three words are: don't steal music. And go out there and pay. We're not doing this for our health. We've got mortgages. We've got families. So if you love music, promote music, pay into music, and love music. That's the bottom line. I want to thank my in-studio guest today, Danny Seraphine. Danny, I'm a big fan. I'm a friend, and I thank you immensely. And from the bottom of our hearts, man, Godspeed and stay healthy. Keep playing your ass off as you always do. And once again, everybody say thank you to Danny Seraphine. Danny, thank you so much, brother. You're always welcome here on Jackie's Groove.
Thanks, Valentino. I mean, I really, really had a great time. And we'll do it again.
I love you, brother.
I love
Much
you,
love.
my friend.
Talk to you soon. Everybody, welcome back next week when I have Melanie Taylor on the show. Again, peace through music. Thanks for joining Jackie's Groove. It's Jackie Bertoni signing off. Have a blessed day. Bye-bye now.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Have you ever wondered what it's like to record on a Grammy award-winning album? Have you ever wondered what it's like to play in front of a stadium crowd? Have you ever wondered what it's like to be on a world tour? I'm Jackie Bertoni, and I've played with the who's who in the music industry, and I've toured the world. Come join my world, behind the velvet rope, and get into the groove on Jackie's Groove. Live 2 p.m. Mondays and available 24/7 on jackiesgroove.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas, and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now, with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording, and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element, affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs. Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Which sandwich is healthy and tasty? Which sandwich can come on bread or in a bowl? Which sandwich comes 51 different ways, so it's always your way? A which sandwich. Stop into our shop in Hazard Center. We're upstairs from the Hazard Center Digiplex. Bring in your movie ticket. We will add a free drink and chips to your sandwich order. Or order online at whichwich.com, and we will have it ready and waiting. WHICH, WICH. Whichwich.com.